Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, rocking the Spider-Man shirt today, doing what I do for you out here in my lab, where the sun is just starting to come up. But I got a nice lesson for you today. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message and the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, is to get all right thinkers to do just that. Know thyself is the goal for all right thinkers, and it's the object of my affection to do just that. Give you the things you need for you to do just that. Know thyself. Let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? Rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's okay. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. Add to my app. Be true. Right thinkers, let me ask you a question. In all your Christian concepts, every time you see the Christ, Jesus, he had this big heart, don't he? They overemphasize the heart. Let's talk about why the heart so important. It was so important that at Judgment Day, your heart spoke for you. Did you know that? No, I thought I'd go before God. No, that nonsense. See, when you're ignorant of something, you should just learn and stop trying to go with what you don't know. If you don't know, shut up. That way you can learn, and nobody know how ignorant you are until you open your mouth. So please, lessons are to be learned. Somebody got to give them. Somebody got to learn them. If you're not the giver, you should be the learner. I give life lessons. I've experienced all of mine. I just pass them on to you, and you can do likewise. Let's go, but let's talk about this heart thing because I really want to get the concept down. The Maya, aka right thinking philosophy, which I practice, we teach that what at Judgment Day, your heart is weighed against the feather of Maya. If your heart is where it should be, because you're living right and taking care of business, your heart will be light as Maya's feather. That's the concept. The question now is, how do you lighten your heart? Bam! That's the purpose of right thinking philosophy. Now let's go. The heart is symbolic of what? The truth that lies where? In all men and women. The heart. That's God's dwelling place. You can disagree, you cannot like, or I don't care. I'm just making a point. You can follow the point or not. But the point is, they thought that the heart is where God dwelled in man. So let's go with that. Moving on. Now, that was our ancient ancestors' concepts and a way of life. They took it so serious. Maya philosophy was, like I said, right thinking philosophy, it was a way to live. You live righteous, virtuous. Why? Because you lighten and purifying the heart. Ain't nothing better than a pure heart. That means you're a good person. That's all it means. Not intellectual, not scholar. No, just a good person. And it starts here. Why? Because when this is over, that's who's going to speak for you. You start to get the concept. It's real simple. It ain't that hard to figure out, but you got to believe some superstition about some guy at the gate. All you got to do is tell him, I know Jesus, and you can get in. My old man tried that one on his deathbed, asked for forgiveness, and I just found out that my mom gave it to him. So he passed on, feeling like he did something. Fellas, sisters, you can't mess over people and then expect that when it's time you got to leave here, your little apology changes that. And no, it don't, because you're gonna be judged by what you did. So that all that you did, your heart is heavy as all get up, and nothing worse than having what a heavy heart. It hurts more to get your heart broken than to have your conscience broke. Not heard anybody like, oh, he broke my conscience. Oh, he broke my mind. No, it's the heart. And guess what? It has a mind that's twice or 5 times powerful than the one you got. So it's stronger than this. But I try to teach you how to put them together. That's where the harmony, that's where God dwells. Why? Because you get him in sync, the heart and mind, you found God. And that's, I'm trying to get all my right thinkers to understand. All the other nonsense could care less about that. You have a goal for yourself, personally, to get his attention. And there's ways to do that. If you live right thinking philosophy, aka the Maya philosophy, what are you doing? You're doing the right thing when? Daily. Why? And your heart is being purified. The more goodness you do, everybody have good intention. That intention comes from the heart. The sneaky part, the deceitful part comes from here. And all you people who are scholarly or intellectually thinking they can just trick people because they're smarter, it's the heart that tells the truth. You can trick people all you want. Okay, so that's why it was built in that way. And most people, I got students, I say, well, she said, well, my heart is good. Can I get into heaven? No, the good heart is just part of it. But if you got a good heart and still doing bad stuff, that weighs the heart down. Your good got to supersede your bad. It's balance. It's a balance. If you got a good heart, you got bad irate. Something might not work out in your favor. So the idea is to keep the heart purified at all times. That means just live right and do right. It ain't nothing else you have to do. Why? Because this knows. My pastor, who got his biblical concepts, I listen. He said, God knows your heart. I know that. Respectfully, but I go along to why I'm learning the concepts. But again, let's do this show. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Why I know y'all follow our concepts, y'all practice our concepts. That's why I understand there's some good in what you're following, but there's a whole lot of other stuff in there that y'all ain't paying attention to. I let that go. Now, you are, watch this, you are not who you think you are. As a man thinketh, so he is. Yeah, that's the philosophical, intellectual concept, which is okay. I hear that. But watch this. I got a different one. But you are what your heart say you are. Why? Because that's what's going to speak for you. And everything, your intention or your stuff starts here. The creator of the world started in his heart, feeling, heart, desire, mind, ego. Sorry about that. I'm teaching now, so I'm getting adamant because I don't want to push back. I want you to just get the lesson. I got something I'm trying to tell you now. You should be paying attention, not questioning, not doubting, or no, just listen and try to understand. Follow me. Roll with me. Roll with me this time. Your your mind, aka the conscious, is not a good leader. Well, I'm a right thinker. And I know my heart is what's right. My mind is the thinker. Hello. So this is always going to be right. And if you connect it with this, you got a good thing going. That's the concept. Watch this. But your ego, the self, is no godliness. You're it. You recognize yourself with who you are, and that's what you're supposed to. But now you got to get a little bit better at understanding that's just your ego self, your lower nature self, stuff that's down here. When you raise your consciousness, that's godly. From the fourth to the seventh level, the first 3 degrees, we pretty much on the beastly nature. I keep trying to explain that to you. But whenever the ego is involved, it's edging God out. That's what ego means. Y'all have made it to the devil, okay, whatever, but that's what it means. The devil is opposition to God. Your thoughts, watch this, they're important, but your intention And they say the road to hell is paved with what? Good intentions. See, the heart was right, but the mind didn't, and the IRE didn't match up. If your actions don't match your words, there's a problem. I'm just saying. I'm not exempt. Okay, I don't say, check me too. Same thing. Okay, moving on. Where we at? Okay, but why? Okay, it said the heart, your intentions. Okay, your thoughts are important, but yeah, your intentions, that's God comes from. That's the heart. If your heart intentions are good and your mind follows your heart intention, you're going to do the right thing. If you decide what the heart says, you don't agree, that's the devil. Hello. You create that every time you go against your heart. So moving on. Your mind, watch this, she'll follow what? Your heart, not the other way around. And most people think because right thinkers, they got to think, no, 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 this is first. Right thinkers need to know that. This is where the thought comes from. Okay? Starts here. It goes here. Then it comes out here. Okay? Understand that. But the heart controls. If the mind's in control, your heart, aka, watch this, your real conscious. This conscious mind is spelled CONSCIOUS. That's your conscious. Your heart conscious is spelled CONSCIENCE. Why you think that's a difference? And most people don't pay attention to it, but there's a reason why. It's scientifically proven the heart is where truth is. And if you find out today, modern man is saying that the heart got a bigger brain than the brain that's in our head. But the angels knew that 10,000 years ago. So how smart are we compared to them when it comes to spirituality and concepts of God? We created that concept to everybody following it. Your heart, real conscious, should be what? Your guide. Listen to that little voice. Not that set voice. You got a set and you got set. Set's over here. Set's over here. Listen to the little voice that says what to do is right. The other voice said, do what you want to do. That's self-serving. You're serving yourself. See, again, the ego is serving itself. That's you. If you follow the ego, you are self-serving. Moving on. If all you're worrying about is you, now, how can you purify your heart? Good question. Easy answer. With righteous and virtuous living on a day-to-day basis will pay off in the end. Why? Because the more good you do, the purified, the more pure your heart gets with good and righteous action. That's how you activate your kundalini. It's all built in. It's only gonna work by you doing the right thing. Moving on. So you can't fake this. You can play with this one. Can't deal with that one. So why fight something you ain't gonna win? Go with the flow, listen to it. When I didn't listen to my gut over 40 years ago now, I've been paying for it ever since. And I have never not listened to that voice ever again. Moving on. You don't judge. Excuse me. You're not judged by what? Your thoughts. No, you judge by your deeds. Okay? And your intentions are all heartfelt. So it's always a good intention. Why? The heart is only good. The heart don't have bad intention unless you're just a bad person with a black heart. That work for them guys too. Okay, that just means you are just cold blooded. We got some people born like that. But moving on. Now, when you do something from the heart, again, that intention, it's always good. It's always good. Intentions, truth is always righteous. Simple as that. Ain't nothing negative or bad about truth. Divine, always good. That's what Mayat represents, purity and what's right. You have a choice. You just have to make the right choice. This is why having education, having somebody teach you and show you how to make a better choice for yourself. Once you get better at it, you won't need to have somebody tell you. You'll know for yourself. That's what teachers are about. I don't want to control you. I just want to teach you, enlighten you, put you on the right path to do what you need to do. I got other things to do as a teacher. I don't stick to students. Go, bye. Why? I got more coming in. That's the concept. So moving on. I'm a right thinker. Yeah, I'm mastering. But my heart is the boss. I know that. Didn't know that then. He didn't know that. Okay, so I got enlightened. I got smarter. I knew things. I found things out that I can put into effect and manifest myself. Now I know these things. I know thyself. I want all right thinkers to do just that. Right thinking means I know me. That's all it is. Nothing special. You mean a group of people got a handshake, secret passwords, all that nonsense. Nope. Just living right and serve the man upstairs. We're connected through spirit and thought and understanding about the superior being. That's all it is. I ain't organized. I ain't doing nothing but just try to teach people how to be their best selves. Watch this. Now, I know my heart is the boss. In my life, not my mind. I use my mind to get the signal from the heart to make sure I use my discernment when it comes to things out here. From the heart, it calls shot. Simple as that. I think right. I act right. I treat people right. That keeps what? My heart light. Those are things that you need to be doing. It ain't hard to do. When I was doing something, I was still had a good heart. Why? I never messed over nobody. I never berated it. No, 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 because of my position and what I had. I never took advantage of anybody. I don't have no charge of me molesting nobody or taking something from nobody. None of that nonsense. So good people do good things. Simple as that. It ain't hard. Where I'm at. Now, if your heart says no, that's that gut, that's that intuition, that's what my excuse me, that's what a set represents. That's just what she does for you. And your ego mind, I just told you, I said over here, set is over here. The ego mind says what? Do it. Why? Because that's what I want. If you're a servant of your higher self, you don't do what you want, you do what's right. That's the difference in right thinkers. Understanding what's the right thing to do, and you do that. Hold yourself accountable just to do that. And guess what? Because of that, you will be rewarded. Simple as that. Guys, see the clock. Let me get this thing done. Now, when you following your heart, which you should do, that means what? You are doing what's right, no matter what you think or how you feel about it. You do what's right. I've been putting myself to the test every day, doing what's right, not what I want. In a certain point in time, my ego was starting to get the best of me, but I had to, yeah, because he ain't gonna give up. Boy, that ego is a bad mamma jamma, so beware. When you follow your heart, let's see, I just did that one. Now, watch this. You are as good as what? As your heart. That's the real you. A lot of us think this. Don't use this. Only use this when everything else fails. That's what God is. Get up here. He gave you that. That's yours. So I get excited. I think it's making sense. I think it's coming together. I think you're getting it. You should have that eureka moment. Yeah. So now you can look at things a little different, understand things from a different perspective because now you know. Being ignorant means you don't know. That's all. I'm trying to erase that ignorant factor for your life. You can make better decisions on what you know. So if you have a black, aka bad, negative heart, and some of us do, you won't be a good person. We all know somebody who's just evil, just angry, just mad. Older people get that way, but they go through life and situations, they put themselves there, so they just mad. I hate sounding like an old, get off my lawn type of dude. No, I'm an easygoing, nice person. I try to check you in a respectful manner. Kids doing something wrong, that's not the right thing to do, right? And depending on how they react, gives you the opportunity how you want to deal with them. But when I was coming up, whenever an elder got our attention, we showed respect. Now you might not get that. That's what I'm saying. But that's because we teach our young people to have bad hearts early, okay, with bad attitudes. Now, most your scholars, and this is what I got an issue with, is their ego mind. Why? Because they think that they learned a few things, they went to school, put some time in, learned something. They think they're better than you. That's ego. That's all ego right there. They don't teach you God in college. Mm, no, they don't teach you spirituality in college. Mm, and they sure ain't teaching you right thinking, philosophy. So now what we should do is what? They get a spiritual education system. As my brother said, SES. Whatever, okay, but we need to educate our people what? Spiritually. Not in church. No, I'm not talking church. I'm talking about educating them, not selling them a bill of goods and superstitious stories that don't amount to nothing. I'm going to give them mythological stories that they can identify and manifest for themselves once they practice it, understand it, and put it to use. That's what I want to do. Excuse me. Most scholars use their ego mind, thinking to make what? Decisions, not their heart or the spiritual concepts. Oh, I'm smart. I got money. So they make a bunch of bad decisions. I used to do what my ego mind told me to do. Get that money. Live large. Act the fool. I did that. It told me. And I did it. And guess what? Like my dad, it was wrong. When you commit, you was wrong. That's the only way you would change. I know that lifestyle was wrong from my experience. So nobody didn't tell me that. And so when I was doing it, nobody said a word. So I learned through my own, the old-fashioned way. All right. Now I use my heart conscious mind to what? Help me make what? Life decisions. When? Daily. Now everything is all right because of my way of thinking and living at this point in time in my life. So that's the difference. When I said, excuse me, when I say I did bad things, yeah, I broke the law. I knew what I was doing willingly. That was my ego mind. And okay, I was willing to pay the price. I did. But now I do good things. That's the heart mind. The benefits of listening to my heart mind way outweighs my ego mind. Why? Because the benefits that I'm receiving, blessings for doing the right thing, far outweigh the little money, the little glory that brought that nonsense for a few years that cost me 3 years of my life. That was not a good trade-off. Simple as that. So you can do bad things, but it's something come with that. Consequences. You do the right thing, something come with that. It's called blessings. Excuse me. Let me wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you get this lesson because this is something I feel again from the heart. A good heart. A good heart belongs to what? A good man or woman. Truth is in your heart. All you got to do is listen to it and follow it. Calm down. I always had a good heart. I knew that. Why? I just didn't follow my heart until when I got in trouble. Now I follow because I'm enlightened. When you know something, that's called enlightenment. My goal is to enlighten all my right thinkers to things that they didn't already know. I don't want to come here and tell you something you already know. That's a waste of both our time. So I put the time into studying the new stuff I know you don't do. So I'm the cleanup guy. I do what nobody likes to do. What put time in. Okay. As a Mason, we always taught that the heart is the birthplace of truth. Again, they was right on point with that part. I agree 100%. That I still stand by. Okay, no problem. All right. Truth is in the man's heart. If your heart is good, then your actions, why? Because your intentions are also good. So if the intent matches the action, you good. Why? Because the heart is where the intention starts. When you do what this, that ain't the intentions, that's you. So when they're not matching, that's gonna be a problem. I know I had a good heart. Why? Because I generally treated everyone right. I sold drugs. I made sure it was good, safe, and I charged you the amount that I thought was fair. So that's all. I could have done a whole bunch of other stuff, but that ain't how I wanted to run my business. It was my business. Although illegal, still was mine. And my stamp was, I gave you quality stuff for the right price. Simple as that. So when it shut down, I ain't got to worry about backlash or why. I ain't did nothing to nobody. When we made our deal, we done. Why? I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Well, a few people got credit, but I don't care about that. But my point was, I didn't beat nobody. I was a fair exchange dude. I got this, you got that, you give me that, I give you that. That's just business to me. But moving on, let me wrap this up. And that's how the heart and the mind are supposed to work together. The heart is the boss. The heart tells the shot. The mind acquiesces to the heart. Why? It knows better. The mind don't know better. The ego need to be enlightened by the heart. Moving on, let me wrap it up again. I was a drug dealer with what? With a good heart. I made sure what? My drugs was good. And I just told you, I had a standard from my perspective as a drug dealer. So that all came from the heart. My intentions were not to hurt nobody, just to sell them drugs to get them high. So it all comes from the heart, be it good or bad. But follow your heart. Trust me, it's going to speak for you in the end. Keep it light. Listen to Mr. Right. I'll be back.